We are joined now by Senator Marsha Blackburn, who is going to absolutely crush her Democrat opponent in, 61 days from now. And so I look forward to that happening in my home state of Tennessee. But, Senator, you guys, let's start here because the polling is looking really good for Republicans taking back control of the Senate. What are you seeing in the larger landscape out there, and how confident are you that the Republican Party is going to take back control of the Senate come November?
We have to make certain that we run hard, that we work hard, and that we do not take anything for granted. And if we do that and we get our message out and we talk about the Biden-Harris record of failure when it comes to the economy, our border, and crime in this country, then we will win. But it is taking nothing for granted. And in my race, Clay, I don't take anything for granted. We are working hard every day, and your audience can follow us at marshablackburn.com and also keep up with some of these other races that are taking place around the country.
Senator Blackburn, it's Buck. Great to have you as always. We know that Trump is going up against Kamala next week on Tuesday in the debate. I know that you and the president have a very good relationship. If you were able to give him some advice, I want to ask if you are or not, because I know maybe you're having some private conversations with him. But how would you advise, as I may say, as a prominent woman in politics, President Trump to approach debating the Democrat and obviously female nominee, Kamala Harris?
What we have to do is make certain in that debate that President Trump keeps the focus on the issues. And just as in our messaging, when we talk about the House and Senate races, Buck, what we have to do is keep it on this record that they have. And if they were to get another 4 years, what they would do. And Kamala Harris would leave the border open. She would raise taxes. She would let the Trump tax cuts expire. And these crazy economic ideas, this crazy economic policy that she has, the ambiguous nature with which she has approached foreign affairs in our relationship with Israel, all of this is a head scratcher to people because it is such a departure from policies that we've had and the way that we have worked in the past. So President Trump gave a speech today to the Economic Club of New York, which was spot on, and he handled a wide range of issues in those remarks. And I fully believe that if he keeps the focus on those issues that the American people care about, and that they are focused on, that he is going to do just fine, and he will be the 47th president of the U.S.
Senator, it seems to be, and I'm guessing this is what you're seeing on the road: an economy, a border, and a crime election. Is that what you're hearing mostly from Tennesseans as you go about the state and prepare for this election?
I'm hearing it from Tennesseans, and also as I'm out and about helping others like Bernie Moreno in Ohio and others of our candidates. I'm hearing it in other states, and people are tired of being broke. People are incensed that this administration wants to allow illegal aliens to vote in our elections. And I had a woman this morning say to me, are we honestly going to let people walk across the border and then say, here's your path to citizenship, and by the way, here's a ballot, you can go vote, and remember to vote for Joe Biden? And that's how blatant they are with this. And as people look more closely at this, they want to make certain that their vote is going to count. They want to make certain that they know who is going to end up really being in charge of this country. And they know Joe Biden has not been the one in charge. And they listen to Kamala Harris and they say, I'm not so sure she would be the decision maker either.
We're speaking to Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee. Senator Blackburn, We know there was a horrific, shooting, which we haven't really talked about much on the show, yesterday in Georgia, a school shooting. Democrats going to politicize it right away with calls for gun control that aren't going to go anywhere, but this is what they do in election season. No time for the families to grieve. I'm wondering if you could speak to this bill that you're saying is a bipartisan bill, the After School Act to curb juvenile violent crime. What's going on with this?
Yes, this is bipartisan, as you said, and it is something Senator Cortez Masto and I have worked on. What we have learned is that violent juvenile crime generally occurs between the hours of 2 and 6. So this would be grants for nonprofits to do programs aimed at youth in those after-school hours. And it is a way to keep these kids involved in activities. It is a way to keep them from being recruited by gangs. It is a good, positive step. And you have cities like Memphis, Tennessee, and we've got the city council and the county commission that have endorsed this legislation. It is more tools to address these problems where they exist, which is in these communities. And I also have a bill, the Safe School Act, that I've been pushing since 2018. And this would be a $900 million grant program for schools, public and private, to access to harden the schools and put it into security, whether it is officers or security assistants or ballistic film, cameras, but the components that are necessary for keeping our children safe during the school day.
Senator, I don't know if this is public yet, but I'll go ahead and say it. Sometimes that's dangerous. You and I are going to be doing an event together in Jackson, Tennessee next month, which I'm excited about. I think on October 10th. We need to get you on before we do that event. But I'm going to be out and about campaigning for you. I've also said I'm going to vote the earliest possible day that I can. Usually, I am an election day voter. I like the experience of going in, and my wife works at the local voting place, and she is an election volunteer and all those things. But you know and I know that things can come up on election day. You got a sick kid, sick grandkid, you got obligations, maybe you don't feel well. Are you encouraging people as you go around the state, hey, get out and get your vote banked? And if that occurs, how does that help you and others out there in terms of driving up turnout to win elections?
Yes, October 16th is when the early vote starts in Tennessee, and our MarshaBlackburn.com website has all of that information. And we are encouraging people to vote day one and to take friends and neighbors with them. If they are working, make certain that they work with their employer and that people go vote on the first day of early voting. What this does is to make certain that those ballots are in the box. And as you know, Clay, we have been ranked as having the safest, most secure elections in the country here in Tennessee. So we want to be certain that people take the time to go vote and get people there on that first day of early voting.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there on October 16th in my home state of Tennessee voting for Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator, on your way out, that website one more time if people want to help you and ensure that Republicans are going to have the majority in the Senate this fall.
Yes, it is MarshaBlackburn.com.
MarshaBlackburn.com. I'll see you soon, Senator. Keep up the good work.
See ya. Bye-bye.
All right, you heard from Senator Marsha Blackburn. She's on the campaign trail. You heard yesterday from Senator Bernie Moreno, who is trying to flip Ohio back to a red state. A lot of people out there working their tails off every single day. I flew cross country. I'm now in L.A., out here to help get things done in this location. Buck's traveling all over the place. We're going to be on the road a lot. We need energy. We need vim, vigor, vitality. You know where you get it? Chalk. You can increase your natural testosterone level by up to 20% with Chalk's all-natural herbal supplements. You take them. It's all natural. You will have the energy to be able to get about in your day-to-day existence and keep up and keep fighting and be out there on the campaign trail, be out there chasing your kids or your grandkids all over the place. And it can make a tremendous difference in your life. Our guy Seaton founded this company. He's a Texan. He wants you guys to have more energy in your life. He wants you to be able to keep up and accomplish more, male or female. And by the way, maybe you just have some questions. You can go to the website right now, use my name, CHOQ.com. You go to Chalk, you put in my name, Clay, boom, you're well on your way to being able to get hooked up. But maybe you have some questions. Maybe you'd like to talk to a U.S.-based customer service team and just say, hey, what can you tell me about these supplements, and what can you do to make sure that I get the best possible price on my subscription when I use the name Clay? You can call 50-CHALK-3000. That's 50-CHALK-3000. Get hooked up today. 50-CHALK-3000. Check out the website, CHOQ.com. 60 some odd days until the election. Run through the finish line with the energy you need at Chalk, CHOQ.com.